Alright, so how y'all doing, boys? Hope you're doing well tonight. In today's video, back again with another ELAINE showcase. And if you guys saw yesterday's showcase, you're probably expecting this, but using her alongside the Festival DIANE. Now, I mean, in my personal opinion, the Festival DIANE and Festival King work so well together. I mean, DIANE is such an amazing tank, but I feel like the only problem you run into her is she tanks stuff so well, but your opponents aren't protected either, especially, well, mainly if it is the AoE attacks, they end up dying way before she does. So once again, using the King to produce his shields for the other opponents is very nice. And I mean, who's the fresh new unit that supports King really well? Yes, of course, that is the brand new ELAINE. Her two main reasons being, of course, her passive and Holy Relic. I feel like I've run over these skills a couple of times now, so we'll just talk about the passive, which is at the beginning of the ally's turn, applies flowers, petals of the sacred tree to all enemies for 1 turn. Enemies with this effect take 30% more damage and are affected by shock for 1 turn when attacked by fairy heroes. And then the Holy Relic here increases all enemies' damage taken by 30% when they have the shock debuff. Looking at her gear here, some HP defense rolls, nothing too crazy. And then jumping over to the cosmetics, I finally went ahead and actually maxed out her cosmetics. We are of course missing that one there, but I mean, she isn't really a DPS unit, and I mean, only reason I actually went ahead and bought this one here is for the purpose of this showcase. I wanted to run a little bit of a different costume, and we've been pretty much sticking to this one here, but I figured, hey, this one looks nice as well. Why not? And we're actually using DIANE on her OG costume as well. And I decided, since we're just going to go all default costumes pretty much, I would go ahead and chuck the King on his green costume as well. But this is the team we're using today. Fairly high CC as well for the ELAINE here. Almost 330,000, which is pretty good. And let's jump right into it. And I mean, at first glance, the team looks like it'll do fairly well. Like, we do have quite a bit of synergy amongst the characters. I mean, we do of course have the DIANE tanking. I might actually go ahead and... Do you want to go for the double? We might as well go for the double, since we get the extra damage from the King passive as well. But, you know, we do have a unit that can tank. Once again, unfortunate that it isn't a fairy type unit to get that extra support. But, I mean, King works super well with DIANE creating the shields for the side units. And then DIANE supports King just a whole bunch. I've been having so much fun actually using her alongside King. I'm really glad they actually gave us a strong ELAINE unit. And I mean, we could potentially see a level 3 one of her kind of like healing cards come out here. Let's see though. I mean, the fact that he does have the PS cards to break our shields so easily is going to help out as well. And yeah, look, in those turns where we do have the shield broken, these cards healing, like, don't get me wrong, it isn't like a crazy amount of the health loss. It's kind of, I wouldn't say it's a nerf to the Barn card, but like, it's better in some ways and it's worse in some ways. So there's that. Let's go, might actually go ahead, apply the shock effect first. We'll go to, and then hopefully DIANE can kill. It's either like a rushing ELAINE ultimate or trying to kill with DIANE. I think I might just go for this. I feel like Meliodas will be on like just a slither of HP and we can finish him off. Let's see though. Yeah, and the damage on that one isn't too surreal. Oh, actually might even just kill with the King. Hey, I mean, would you look at that? Not too bad for a first round. He had some fairly good CC as well. Was a real player, so not too bad. Also liking everyone dressed up in green. I mean, most of the time I do just opt to having all my characters, you know, in their like full black cosmetics, but Barn in the back. I mean, hey, look, we got the forfeit anyways. Did end up getting a rematch, so I will of course skip that match there. And a mono blue. I mean, in yesterday's showcase, we did fight a whole ton of just full-fledged Barn teams, which, I mean, don't get me wrong, the Barn team is very strong. Hey, come on, man. Don't be sad. Let's see. Let's go. I might go for this, just so we're maximizing card draw and we can get the shock effect out before we actually start throwing out the King cards. Might be able to do just a little bit more damage. I doubt he'll be able to turn 1 proc revive on. Oh, actually, he did quite a bit of damage, and with the power strike being quite a bit stronger than the Sever, yeah, no, still just shy of killing. That's all right though. We don't have the DIANE to on top, but in saying that, he doesn't have any like, well, actually, doesn't really have any single target units in the team. Like, don't get me wrong, the Tarmiel card works, and like the Elizabeth does as well, but like, nothing that really does damage that we really have to like worry about having DIANE tank in particular. Let's see here though. But yeah, if you guys do have any team suggestions for DIANE, by all means let me know. I will of course try and grind up the festival for the OG Holy Relic King. We're working on it, I just hate grinding that stage 1 of the year, and like the stage 2 is just so much more RNG dependent, I feel, than stage 1, that it's not worth running that one, like unless you want to go to stage 2, but doing it without the first completion rewards I feel is just even more of a drag. What is this connection, my guy? Surely not. Don't tell me we're gonna get a disconnect here. Oh god, I think it's frozen. Wait, I lost? Nah, surely not, right? Surely Green Cross is playing. Well, I mean, if Grand Cross wants to disconnect me, it is what it is. I'm literally playing on my PC, like Ethernet cable and all. Don't know how that happened, but anyways, let's see. Guessing he has an evasion food, so going for this starting hand once again is definitely the best option we have. Let's see, can we proc it? Oh, okay, no, still not using evasion food. I mean, I doubt we can kill Assault Meliodas turn 1 just because of like the type disadvantage on King. And the fact that he has the Valentine's Molescular there definitely helps out with his tanking ability a whole ton. But if it could kind of run like a... I mean, having DIANE here definitely helps when I'm like trying to do ult rush kind of stuff, but... we could definitely rush ult for DIANE. I feel like that's a pretty good option. In saying that though, yeah, as long as he uses all those cards in this turn here, I did completely forget Molescular had the Aldrin single target card. Let's see, let's go 1. Gosh, what do I want to go for? Let's go 2 and 3. We'll hold on to this card, that way we can put up a shield on the turn where we want to rush ultimate. I feel like that's just a little more viable, and like, we can have this one up here, and this turn he can chuck out a couple of cards, we can take some damage, I'm fine with that. He doesn't really, I doubt he has enough, at least, amplify cards in order to kill King, so like, if he were to want to kill someone, it'd have to be DIANE, which, once again, DIANE's just so insanely tanky. When it comes to her actual tanking ability, she works so well. Granted, she doesn't recover much as Matrona on like some of those harder stages, but later on in events when you're doing stuff like Bird and the Deer Raid, when she builds up those grey buffs, she can literally just become immortal. Let's see though, let's go 1, 2, and 3. I should just about do it. I doubt this will break the shield. Damn, I really wish... I know we tested that in yesterday's video where like attacking into Elizabeth's shield, if you don't actually manage to break the shield, you don't get the effect, but I mean, that's pretty much how it works with every character. I thought maybe it might be a little bit different. We haven't had a unit that kind of like defies those rules, but let's see. We've got the Taunt up. He can't get through DIANE. He doesn't have any like AoE kind of stuff. Unless he was to just completely kill everyone this turn, we have pretty much just won the match. Really strong team though. I definitely like the build. Chandler is obviously super fun. Really like the Valentine's Day Molescular. I was so surprised at just how many people summoned for that Molescular as well. Like, there's pretty much no initiative to actually do so. Like, no real super strong reason to summon for the Molescular, unless it's, you know, waifu or anything like that. Same with the DIANE, kinda, I feel like. Unless it's like, or at least none of them have had the same amount of like, you know, value in the banner and in the unit as like the Festival King and Trader Melee. It's like, I feel like it's gonna be quite a while until we get a unit that actually surpasses them in meta relevancy. But hey, honestly doing really well in today's video, and this is probably where it's all going to end. Definitely a real player. 313,000 CC on a Barn team is extremely, extremely strong. I think going for this here, going for as much damage as possible right out the gate and putting up the taunt. We don't really need the taunt for anything in particular. Once again, it is a fairly like AoE dependent team. Like, yeah, the only things you're really taking damage from is Heart Crusher, card from Barn, and then like his and Terry's ultimate. Both of their ultimates are guaranteed to one-shot, especially at 6/6. If we could get an extra King card... oh, well, I mean, that's it, but I was going to say, hopefully to merge, but if we get the 2 King cards, that's best case scenario. Okay, at that point... Oh, are we going to have to... Okay, yeah, Rush's Barn ultimate. Oh, actually, you can't even draw the Barn ultimate in anyways. Okay, let's go 1, 2, and we'll go like this, maximize card draw, why not? I mean, at that point, I think, once again, we pretty much just won the match. Don't know why. Yeah, getting the Barn ultimate's really strong, but like, I feel like going for like the turn 1 Nameless Dance buff, like the gift buff, and then like the Terry stance as well. It's just such a strong like way to start off your match. There's no real reason not to go for it sometimes, unless like maybe you are running like a Merlin in the back and you get a Barn merger or something along those lines, but yeah, if he buffs himself up with the gift effect here, we are easy one tapping. No buff. That's fine. Let's go. Actually, if I use that card first, we would get the buff from the King card, like from his passive, sorry, but we'd lose the ultimate. So let's go 1, 2, and 3, and that'll pretty much finish that match off. Without removing a whole bunch of buffs either, I find it very doubtful we'll hit 1,000,000 damage. Yeah, especially with no crits. That's alright though. Was that our final opponent? I feel like we've gone through this video super quickly. He's after back to full HP from the Holy Relic as well. Kill? Just shy. Okay, damn. I thought that'd be our demise there, but we did get fairly fortunate against the Barn team. And that's the thing as well, the Barn team sometimes, like, whether you're using it or the one that's, you know, facing the Barn team, it can be heavily dependent on RNG, especially when using like some like the Griamore teams as well. Like, that's just another unit where like both of their cards are completely fodder and you're using them entirely for the passive. And final opponent coming up, a King Escanor. Fairly low CC as well. I don't know why, I feel like there's always weeks in Grand Cross where like either everyone you verse has just like insurmountable, insanely high CCs, or you get kind of just like an average kind of like scope of what CC is usually like. Because like I feel like there's some like even just afternoons where like I'll hop on and if it's like 330 and it's like, oh okay, that's fine, I'll go into the next match, I won't face someone that high, and it's like 348 and you're like, why isn't every afternoon like this, or why isn't this just random? Like it's not even like you're facing the same character again, like it'll be a completely new person. And I don't know, the CC here makes it real hard to lose, especially when using someone like a really strong festival like King or Meliodas and you're using other units to buff their damage, and it's just like solely damage. Like using my favorite team, which is like the Meliodas, OG, Holy Relic, Arthur, and the Sigurd, and you get like the turn 1 crazy amount of buffs. It can be hard, especially when you have just like such a big difference in CC, for them to even survive the first turn. Sometimes you can just end up taking like 2 characters just right out the gates for no reason whatsoever. Let's see, can we proc revive on Escanor here? I feel like we can. Yeah, okay, no. Proc revive I feel like was pretty guaranteed, but getting the kill was a little bit far-fetched, that's for sure. And this is the only problem you run into with that team or this team here is, you know, once the card RNG stops being insanely good, you have these turns where you're kind of just like at a standstill, because all you really have is like healing cards, taunt cards, debuff, steal cards. Like you can't do an awful lot. I mean, granted, look, we can still remove the ultimate from Growth, that is definitely going to be a big hand. And you know, we could set up for some pretty good card RNG, getting like an extra ELAINE attack card, obviously. I have max ultimate gauge, I think this might kill as well. Never mind. If she had got a crit, it definitely would, but Growth has got fairly tanky substats. But hey, I don't actually think we managed to, well, I don't think we managed to lose, besides obviously the one where we disconnected any of the videos in today's match, and I feel like we probably would have won against a full Archangel team anyways. There we go, and that just about does it for today's showcase. Honestly, really enjoyed this one. I wasn't expecting the DIANE to work as well as it did, but I mean, like I said earlier in the video, with like given the synergy with the team, you have the taunt unit, you have the King shield, ultimate removal, the ELAINE buffing the King. Once again, really would like to have like a fairy tank unit that would have just made the team that little bit stronger. But granted, DIANE has like, I think she has the best CC in the game, even with tomorrow's update giving like the crazy CC boost to like the, you know, Brawler Barn and Holy Relic to like Ludo and whatnot. I do still think she's the highest CC unit in the game. So that just about does it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please hit the like button, subscribe. It really means a lot to me, and I'll see you guys for some more Grand Cross content.